I'm not the tallest, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the richest, but I do know how to keep women interested. Today I want to talk about how to have engaging conversations. Not just engaging conversations, but conversations where you can flirt and keep women interested. Let's just cut to it. A lot of people say, don't ask interview questions. That kills the vibe. How the f are you supposed to get to know someone if you can't ask them basic questions? The problem is only asking them interview questions or how you're asking them. First thing that I do is I love role play. And I'm not talking about the bedroom. I'm talking about role play and conversation. Let's say, for example, you're at the grocery store looking for some wine. You see a cute girl in the same aisle as you with some bottles in her cart. Maybe you strike up a conversation and say, hey, I know this is super random, but I'm looking for some wine. I see you have a few bottles. Maybe you can help me out. And then at that point, she'll give you some suggestions. You say thanks. And then you might say something like, so are you planning to have a party, or is this just like a typical Thursday night for you? And then she might laugh or say something like, me and my friends are just getting together. What I've done now is created the groundwork to kind of joke around that she's this alcoholic. Later on, you can text them something jokingly. You could say, I don't know when your AA meetings are, but if you're free this Friday, we should grab some coffee. Or, hey, I was thinking this Friday we could grab some drinks, one for you and one for your friend, and it makes it playful. Another thing that I do is I will make insinuations or statements rather than asking a question. So instead of asking, what do you do for fun? I might say, you strike me as someone who would really be into art, or you know what, you strike me as someone that would be in finance. And she's like, well, you know, why is that? And be like, well, because if I was in finance, I'd be an alcoholic too. You're drawing upon that playful dynamic from earlier, and that makes the conversation more interesting. Once you've established that you're this fun guy and she can relax around you, then she'll start to open up to you more, which actually brings up my next good point, which is I try to set the tone of the conversations. Let's say I'm meeting a girl for the first time, like at the park or a grocery store. I'm like, hey, I have to meet my friend in 5 minutes, but I just wanted to say, like, you're really cute. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to lift the pressure off of her. Also, when I'm setting up dates, I might set it up. The first date might be in a park, a bar, grabbing a coffee, something very easy for her to get out of, because the less pressure that we can put on the conversation and the interaction, the more the conversation can breathe and we can actually feel comfortable opening up to each other and getting to know each other. So you're trying to create the environment for us to have a fruitful conversation. If any of you have seen the movie Lost in Translation, there's a scene I want to play right now, and he does this so well.
So, you having a nice time?
Can you keep a secret? I'm trying to organize a prison break. I'm looking for, like, an accomplice. We'd have to first get out of this bar, then the hotel, then the city, and then the country. Are you in or are you out?
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm gonna pack my stuff.
Get your coat.
See ya.
I hope you've had enough to drink. It's gonna take courage.
I love this scene because it's so playful, and I do something like this all the time. Like, I might come back from the restroom and sit down and go, okay, so I've thought about how we're gonna rob this place. And then the girl's like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go grab the car, you're gonna rob it, and then you're gonna get in the car and I'll drive off. And then she'll obviously be like, well, why do I have to be the one to rob it? Why are you driving? It's like, because you're an alcoholic. If you drive, you're going to crash the car. You're going to get a DUI. It's going to be way worse, okay? You rob the place and I'll drive us away. And see how I'm using callback humor? Like, we've set a stage that she's an alcoholic, but I'm using it to be playful. Now I can get to know her more and ask her serious questions. Be like, yeah, you know, maybe we'll end up in jail. Do you have any brothers or sisters that would, like, bail you out? And then from there I can get to know, like, does she have brothers? Does she have sisters? What's her family dynamic? Another thing that I do is I try to never complain. I try to keep the conversation lighthearted and playful. I don't care if your mom died last week. She might ask you something like, how was your week? Well, to be honest, you know, my mom passed away last week, but I'm feeling a little better now that I'm on a date with a cute girl. So I'm able to reframe it and make it playful and also kind of sexualize it a bit too. It's not just about the questions, but it's like what's happening in the environment. Let's say you're at a restaurant or a bar and they're just taking forever to get your order. And earlier you joked around about how you're going to rob the place. Now you look at her and go, this is taking forever. Do you think they're on to us? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I feel like they're stalling. Yeah, you know, we might have to kiss to throw them off the trail. I just don't know if there's another way. And you're keeping it playful. Maybe you go in for the kiss right there, maybe you don't. But the whole point is you're keeping it playful and lighthearted. You're taking a negative and turning it into something playful and positive. I just let my conversations go wherever, which leads me to my last point, which is be super authentic. And I know it's so cliche to say this, but you really need to be present and in the moment, because if you're thinking about what you're gonna say next, you're not really in the conversation and you're most likely always going to fuck it up. When you're in the moment and you're enjoying it, one, she can feel the energy. If you're enjoying the conversation, she can feel it. Two, if I'm engaged in the conversation, I'm a better listener and I can ask better engaging questions. And three, who gives a fuck what she thinks? All I can do is control the controllables, which is I'm bringing a playful, flirty vibe to the conversation. Either she can accept it or reject it. If she's not into it, great. We're not a right match for each other. If she does, great, the conversation's gonna go well. And by the way, it doesn't stop when you're in the relationship too. I mean, I still playfully flirt. I mean, just yesterday I texted my girlfriend. I was like, hey, I need you to give me a hug. And then she goes, oh, well, it actually comes with a kiss too. It's a 2-in-1 package. And then I'm like, oh, perfect, I'll take 5. And you just have this like playful conversation. It's not anything extreme, but from there you can start to build on it. And then you can use this callback. Like now later on, I can be like, hey, I'd like to order 6 more. And then now we're just kind of playfully saying, hey, like I miss you. If you enjoyed this video, I do a lot of other videos, mostly on dating and fitness, so check those out.